Hey, everybody. It's Kisa. It's Coach K. And listen, we are here at what I would like to say, or at least would like to think, is one of the greatest little coffee shops in the city of Birmingham. I'm a little bit biased, of course, because it is in my hood. It's in my neighborhood. So I'm a little bit biased. But still, I enjoy the environment and the setup here at Filter Coffee Parlor. Does that just not speak comfort as we enter into the fall season, right? And as you're working from home or on your break, why not try out this little novel little spot, okay? And enjoy you a great cup of coffee along the way. I have ordered a cup. I wish you could see the design, but the barista created a little special design for me, which was really, really cool. It came with a little bit of came with a spoon. And also you see a little cookie there. You can't see the spoon, but I'll show it to you. Spoon right here. Is that just not cute? Okay. And a little fall cookie as well. But because I'm a person who likes snacks and this is an official work day, I took it to the next level and ordered me an actual orange cranberry muffin. Yeah, check it out. I may actually share it with my mom because this is her birthday time. So I may actually share that with her, right? Today is actually her birthday. So she may actually get that part because they gave me a little cookie. I wasn't expecting the cookie to go along with that, but it's Filter Coffee Parlor here on the South Side, in case I didn't tell you that. I am looking across the city. I am looking at some wonderful establishments here. If you want to know where they are located, they are right across the street from Filter Coffee Parlor. That's where I am, right across the street from Siren West. There's a new Rocky's Pizza right across the way. Great pizza. There's I think it's Iron City Pizza, which is across the way. Slide, offering some of the best burgers in town, even a vegan menu as well. There's Eggholic, there's Social, there's Golden Temple right down the street. So lots of wonderful choices. And what's the other? It's Eco Japanese restaurant, which is down the street as well. And also they're literally right next door to the original House of Pancakes. So a great breakfast and brunch spot. So if you're looking for an entertainment spot, looking for a great eatery, local eatery, this is your place. Come on down to Birmingham South Side, right? And they're not paying me for any of that. That is just a PSA, just a commercial for Birmingham South Side. And listen, I do not want to take the opportunity to not at least acknowledge that we did have a tragedy that happened here in this community a couple of weeks ago with the shooting, which is literally steps away from where I'm sitting. And I see that. Heart goes out to the city leaders and to the families, okay, as they navigate this and try to continue to make sure that Birmingham remains a very viable and a very safe district, okay? But I'm out today. Lots of people working and playing in this area, feel very safe. But, we'll just say it was a call for change. There's just some things that perhaps need to be instituted to call for change in this community. And we are Birmingham, and we'll come back better. I still love this community. Going to work here, going to stay here, maybe be a little bit more watchful, but I'm not going to give up on my hood, okay? South side of Birmingham, shout out to everybody. Who am I? I'm glad you asked, right? I'm doing all this talking. So let me introduce myself. My name is Kisa Sharp. I'm also known as Coach K. I am a life coach, certified life coach, and change is my jam. Change in your life, in your relationships, and in your career. So the totality of your life, confronting and navigating change. And if you know anything about that topic, okay, change is always happening. Okay, none of us get to escape that reality. Change always confronts us. And what I find is that it's not necessarily that change is happening. It's the issue that sometimes we don't know how to deal with the change. Okay, that's my specialty. That's my jam. So if you need to talk to a life coach, I'd be happy to assist you. KisaSharp.com/life-coaching. Put in the KisaSharp.com. It'll start formulating the rest of that for you. You can get on my schedule for a complimentary clarity call. Okay. Absolutely free. And it may be determined that I'm not your best coach. Maybe determined that there's something else that you need. Okay. But again, that's a complimentary clarity call in which I listen. The job of a coach is not to tell you what to do. The job of a coach is to listen to you, because often your heart has the roadmap and your heart has the answer. A lot of times as coaches, our job is simply to listen and to help you uncover or discover. And often in those conversations, the solution bubbles up out of you. You know, when you think about the coaches, whether it's let's just think of Nick Saban. He's the first person that came to mind at the University of Alabama. He wasn't out there on the field running the play. No, he was the person who was giving his thought process from the sideline and encouraging all those players to make those plays and giving them guidance. But the actual execution, and sometimes even on the field, those players would have the liberty to actually read. Okay. He can give the execution, but they're out there making the plays and sometimes even adjusting at the last moment. But they have the guidance that he offered or the encouragement that he offered in the back of their minds, which helped filter the way that they chose to run the play. Oh, that's good, somebody. They had his guidance, his suggestions in the back of their minds. But ultimately, it's up to the players, okay? Even though the coach is in their ear, you can do it. You got this. This is a great way to execute. But ultimately, the way it's carried out and filtered is through the mind and the actions of that player. That's all a coach does. We're running in the background. They're saying, you can do this. You got it. You can deal with that job change. You can deal with this divorce. You can deal with this decision. You can deal with this issue, okay? How you do it is going to be very individual, but you can do it. And really, you already have the answer on the inside of you, because you've got to run that play in life. You've got to be the one to make the decision. You've got to be the one to confront the change and to deal successfully with it. We're just in the background saying, you can do it. Have you considered this? Have you considered pivoting here? That's what we do as a life coach. Would love to have an opportunity to talk to you. So that's one hat. 30-year communicator here, y'all. Okay. Former broadcast television person on ABC 3340. Shout out to the good folks at ABC 3340. I ask that you support them. That's home. They brought me here. Secondarily, my second phase was as part of Alabama Power as a spokesperson. Shout out to Alabama Power. Great company. Will forever be etched as part of my history and tenure here. Spokesperson for that company. More than a decade. Currently working for the Birmingham Times as a columnist. Love to give them a shout out because of all the wonderful things that staff is doing there. Barnett Wright, editor, publisher, Sam Martin, and the wonderful staff and crew there, photographers and such, and reporters. Birmingham Times, okay? There you go. You can see the whole entire copy there. That's their latest copy. Every Thursday, a new copy of that comes out. So sometimes I contribute there and offer my life coaching advice there. And you can also check them out online, birminghamtimes.com. So, and the other part is that I'm also a maker, Alabama maker, allshaynaturals.com. Yeah. You can go on our website and get you I'm saying 30% off with code SUMMER. You can still get that discount if you want. I'm actually going to pull that off today. Wonderful body butters, sugar scrubs, all of that great stuff, y'all. And we also are partnering with some retail clients. Fisher Chiropractic is one over in the Trussville area. Dr. Lamika Fisher. Here on the south side, Yolene's Enhancing Beauty. Yolene's Enhancing Skincare. Yes, Yolene's Enhancing Skincare. Yes, YES. Partnering with her for some lip scrubs, okay? And she hosts other businesses, so you can absolutely go to her shop there and make sure that you support her shop, Yolene's Enhancing Skincare. We've got some lip scrubs in there. And if not, we've got body butters and sugar scrubs, brown sugar scrubs on our site, allshaynaturals.com. I'm still going to allow 30% off with code SUMMER because it is there. So you can take advantage of that as well while that lasts before I snatch that down. Okay. Take advantage of it. It's not summer, but I'm going to give you the discount anyway if you do that today. Okay. And today is October 9th. And shout out to my mom, Ruby Sharp. Today is her birthday. So I'm going to actually let that go on today in honor of Miss Ruby. You're going to get a discount because today is her special day. I've already taken care of Mom. She's got her gift early this morning. But I thank God for the ability and the opportunity to be able to wish my mother a blessed and happy birthday, and a great mother she is. My personal comedian is what I actually call her. So, Ms. Ruby Sharp, it is your day, honey. Do with it what you'd like. So today, and I owe you an apology because yesterday we were supposed to have our broadcast, and we had a little bit of technical difficulty yesterday, so we never came on. And sometimes, I made a decision about whether or not I say something about it or just go on. Sometimes the best way that you handle it is just to go on, right? So over the next 2 evenings, we're going to talk about relationships. And sometimes we can linger in relationships longer than necessary. So on the Daily Show today on relationships and dating, knowing when a relationship is over. Deep breath. And the question that I ask as I get ready to take a sip of my coffee, do you know when a relationship is over? I'm going to let you think about that. This coffee is so good. And I cannot believe I'm drinking coffee as I do. Do you know when a relationship is over? Not the feelings, not any of that stuff. But when is it legitimately over? I was up praying, and I'm always thinking about the things that I can bring to you and that I can discuss with you, heart to heart, heartfelt, honest conversations on dating and relationships. And one of the things that came to me is I want to have some honest conversations with my friends around knowing when a relationship is over. Because sometimes we can linger in places where we're unwanted, knowing full well we're unwanted, knowing full well that the time has passed, knowing full well that it is over. So in part one this evening, we're going to talk about the signs of when that relationship is over. But before I do that, I'd love to hear from you. When is a relationship over? Do you know when it's over? Have you ever stayed past your time when a relationship is over? And if so, what were some of the signs that you noticed? I'm going to submit a couple to you, but I'm sure that you have more. Please share with me in the chat. And remember that you help us and you support us best by liking, sharing, and commenting on the broadcast. So opening up a conversation here around this. And by the way, let me promote this first and foremost. Starting on Monday, October 14th, and each Monday throughout the rest of the year, we're going to talk about relationships. And we're going to talk about men speak on relationships. What do men want? What do men have to offer on relationships? Successful, healthy relationships. And what does that look like? What does a healthy relationship look like? And we're going to hear from men and their perspective on that. So that's Monday at 6 o'clock on the Daily Show on dating and relationships. Starts Monday, October 14th, and will continue through the end of 2024. We move on. So I submit to you that a number of us have been in relationships and have stayed in those relationships well past the due date. Do you know what that means? All the expectant mothers out there will know exactly what I mean when I say that. Sometimes we can stay past the due date. We linger on in that relationship knowing full well that the relationship is over. So how do you recognize when you stayed too long? Part one this evening, recognizing the signs. Part two, Thursday evening, how to get out and when to get out and what to do. So take a look. All right. I want to make sure here that I have this pulled up so you can see it. This is why I take a look at it, to make sure that I understand and that you can see everything. Hold on. Bear with me a second. Yep. I was trying to make the screen a little larger, but it's just not cooperating with me. Okay. So guess what? We're going to take it there. So here are some of the signs in which you recognize, or at least should recognize. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing. And what I'll do is I will make the screen larger, or I'm trying to, but it's just not cooperating with me, right? So let me try that one more time. All right, computer. It's just not cooperating. It's not cooperating, but that's okay. I'll still post it back on the screen and we'll make it do what it does. Okay. Let me take a look at how that looks now. Google is my friend in all of this. Google is my friend, right? So just some things that you may have noticed. How about this? When the relationship is over, what will you notice? You will notice, number one, a lack of emotional connection. Have you ever been there? And you know what? I really don't like to put anybody on blast, and I'm not going to do that. But I certainly have been in a relationship where I have noticed that it is over and we're just trying to make it work because there's no emotional connection. And what I find too is that when there's no emotional connection, what a person may do or how it looks is simply the fact that they're just not going to want to connect with you. And another thing that you'll notice too is surface conversation, meaning we know this thing is over, honey. The conversation will be very surface level. Like they're not trying to really commit on any level to any deep conversations, not finding out anything that's going on with you, not discussing life goals, very surface. Hey, how are you doing? Great. Okay, good. What's for dinner? Oh, okay, great. All right. And they're off and you're off. No connecting, no really understanding what you're feeling about something, no deep connection around what your heart says or your decision making. Nah, and for the married couples may be familiar with this, kind of like going through the motions. You're paying bills, you're making sure the children are off to school. Honey, did you take so and so to school? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay. Did you pay the bill today? Yeah, I did. Okay. That's it. That lack of emotional connection. Talking about the signs that the relationship is over. And the way this is describing it, it feels like the spark is gone, And this will be evident as well when a relationship is ending. You will notice that there is no desire to be physically intimate with your partner. Wink, wink. You know exactly what I'm talking about. No physical intimacy there. No, we're gonna just go through the motions. We're gonna just, be roommates. That word right there. Okay, that word. You ever heard of that? So to my single people, I am single now, single again. There is something worse than being, and let me talk to you. Let me pull you up close and talk to you today. There is something worse than being single. That which is worse. And if any of you can identify with this, then let me know if you identify with this in the comments. There's something worse than being single. That which is worse is being in a relationship and wishing you were single. You ever been there? I sure have. Yeah, I've been there. Being in a relationship and feeling like you are all alone. I don't know that there's anything worse, if I were to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't know if there's anything worse than that. So some of you are wanting to be in a relationship and you feel like that just will be the thing that saves you. Oh God, I've got to have her. If I just had a man, if I just had somebody. You don't want somebody. You really want a purpose partner is what you want. But some of you think that you really wrong lower third. Let me get that off of there really quickly. Wrong lower third. Let me get that off of there as well. But some of you think that the better thing is to be able to just have someone. And it's not. You want a purpose partner and you want someone, I believe, I don't know about you, but I believe you want someone who is vested and who's interested in the relationship. Am I out there by myself? And if I am, you can tell me. but lack of physical intimacy. But imagine being in a relationship and not wanting to be physically intimate with your partner and have that connection. That's tough, y'all. But that is life. And it happens. Okay? That's real. That's real life. Ask me how I know. What is another issue that you experience when the relationship is on the decline or the relationship is over? Lack of emotional connection. Oh, that's almost the same. Emotional support and connection. I'm sorry, there is a difference. And let's talk about that difference. Okay. Let's talk about it. Give me a second. Emotional connection, that's when you feel the spark is gone. That's being in the room with that person and being like, yeah, that's my person right there. Yeah, that's my person. Or just looking at them and having those thoughts. I remember being with one of my let's say being in a relationship and you're just riding along with that person and you feel so safe and so secure. No words are being exchanged, but just the security that comes in just being with that person, riding with that person. That's emotional connection. Emotional support, your part, if you, and this is the difference in that. You're having a bad day and your person looks at you and doesn't even say anything to you. Or you are having some sort of crisis, whether at work or maybe even physically, you're not feeling well. That person looks at you, offers no support, doesn't offer to take you to the doctor if you're not feeling well, or if you're going through a crisis at work, doesn't care, just looks at you and says, oh, okay, after you describe something that's majorly concerning you. That's emotional support, being able to empathize with you and saying, man, I understand. I've never been there in that situation, but I sure understand. That's emotional support, okay? You see the difference between a connection and support? Connecting, it means you don't even have to say words. You just know, man, I love this person and that this is my person. I love doing life with them. Support comes in the form of actually supporting you when you go through a challenge. That is the difference. And okay, as we round this out today, what are some other things that you may notice if you're talking about being in a relationship with someone and that relationship is well past its time? Close out with these 3 items. Number 1, you have different goals. You and your partner just seem to be going in 2 different directions, divergent. Okay? 2 different directions. You're this way, they're that way. Does that make sense? You're this way, they're that way. That's bad in a relationship. That's not good. In case you don't know, that's not good. What else? No longer trying. Don't have a desire to even try anymore. No, don't even try. No desire to even try, no desire to even act like you're interested. No desire to even act like you're interested. Just being in a relationship and just taking up space. You hear this phenomenon out there in the social media space where there are people who say, and a large number of women will say it, there's some guys who don't want to be in the relationship, but will not let that relationship go. There is a criticism that's out there. Have you all, anybody heard this other than me? If you have, let me know. There's a criticism out there sometimes of women and men when they're, because what happens is there a lot of times women institute divorces in most of the cases. Over 70% is the statistic. Slow down, Kisa. Over 70% of divorces are initiated by women. That's a better way of saying that. So why is that? The criticism, the thought process is that, and I'm not giving you Kisa's opinion. I'm giving you opinion that's kind of out there, is that, and that I've read, heard guys talk about on dating shows and different podcasts. You can disagree if you're a guy, and you may offer another thought process, because the question is, why do men stay past the due date, even when they know the relationship is over? What would encourage a man? Why would a man stay past that time when he knows he's not interested in connecting with the woman anymore? He knows that he's not going to emotionally support her. He knows that the love is gone. He knows that the spark is gone, and he's not even trying. So the question would be, why does a man stay? I can tell you some of the things I've read and studied up on. The idea is that it's just easier to kind of go through the motions instead of going out there and starting over something new. Or I've also heard that there's this comfort level that men can experience in a relationship, that's sure thing, and that, or that they may even go out and start something new, but just keep home base safe. They've got everything they need at home. They know how she operates. They know you're going to get cooked meals. You're gonna get the stability here. I already know what I'm dealing with. I can have that, and I can still go out and have some things on the side too, on that thing that really excites me. But I'm not letting her go anywhere. And another thought process is I don't really want her, but I don't want anybody else to have her either. So she's on lock. I don't have to worry about another guy getting this good thing, because I know that she's going to cook, clean, she's going to work, she's going to help me. But I'm just not really interested. So I'm going to go out and do something that's going to get my interest, or make me feel excited, or like I'm, experiencing this vitality again, but still keep this at home base. Now, this is just what Kisa's heard as she sips her coffee. So my question is, what have you heard? Is that correct? Doesn't matter what the reason is, to be real honest with you. Just telltale signs. If it's not there, you know it's not there. And the question that I would have for you is, why are you staying? So I'm not even going to talk solutions. We're just going to throw it out there and say there are times that we're lingering way past what we need to when the relationship is over. Coming up in part 2, tomorrow evening, we're going to talk about what to do about it. This is not the solution-oriented video, but I'm going to provide a solution, because that's just kind of who I am. So what's the next part of that? How do we get to the solution? That's what we'll talk about tomorrow. If you have some ideas, I'd love to hear from you. How do you get to a solution in that when you know the relationship is over? Do you stay or do you go? Let me also issue this caveat in closing. It's going to be a little bit different when we talk about, and these are the signs that I mentioned, okay? It's going to be a little bit different when we talk about marriage as opposed to being single, as opposed to dating relationships. It's going to be a little bit different when you talk about dating as opposed to marriage. You've got a covenant involved, and I'm a Christian, so it's a little bit different. It's colored differently when you're married. So please understand that Keith is not telling anybody to go out and get a divorce. I'm not even telling you to contemplate it. That's between you and the Lord. You have to hear from God on that. The Bible says in Proverbs 3:5-6, you acknowledge the Lord in all your ways, and he shall direct your path. So Keith is not directing your path, okay? And really that applies whether you're single or married, but particularly in marriage, because you're in a covenant then. He knows the heart. The Bible says God knows the heart of the king, and he turns it whithersoever way he will. So, and king is equivalent to leader. The Lord knows your husband's heart, whom I believe is the leader of the home. I'm talking about a godly marriage now, and really any marriage, talking about a marriage, particularly a godly marriage. He can turn his heart, however. So that conversation has to be between you and the Lord. For those of you who are dating, though, that's really who I'm trying to capture in this, because there's a whole other connotation about staying in something that's no longer serving you. That's a different connotation. You can make change. You can do some things differently to set yourself up differently. Because my question to you is, what benefit is there to staying? Number one. Number two, what is that doing to your mindset? What's that doing to your esteem when you tarry in places where you're no longer wanted? What happens? Is it just okay? Can you do do you really think that you'll be okay? Well, I'll be fine. I mean, I can go out and do such and such. I'm going to just hold on to him. Do you have the mentality that it's better to have a piece of the man than not one at all? All of these questions we have to ask ourselves. So anyway, again, not getting into the solutions. We're going to talk about that next episode. How to know when the relationship is over, or when you have stayed way past your time. Lack of emotional connection, lack of physical intimacy. Physical intimacy, let me issue this, in marriage, more prevalent. You do what you want to do as singles, but I'm really more or less reserving that too for marriage. Maybe I shouldn't have even mentioned that one as part of dating, but hey, whatever. Lack of emotional support, no empathy towards you. different goals, no longer even trying to let you know that they care, no longer putting anything, no longer talking to you, no longer acting interested, no longer going out with you. How long do you stay in that? And then also as a result, of course, you're going to feel lonely. You'll be in the same room with someone and you're dealing with all that. Of course, you're going to feel lonely because you are lonely. KeishaSharp.com/life coaching. I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, we also, in honor today, last day that we're going to offer this in honor of my mom's birthday. Yeah, that's the code. And it says summer. Yeah. We know it's fall. But if you want to take advantage of the discount, guess what? You can still by going to allshaynaturals.com. You can if you'd like. You can take advantage of that. Don't go sell that because we're launching a couple different locations. All right. Well, here's what I do know. I do know that we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Joining you live from Filter Coffee Parlor. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned for tomorrow night's solutions, okay?